Guys, so yeah, I'm back with another video. This one, it's gonna be like my first official reading vlog. I haven't really done any of this. Uh, so this is my first official reading vlog, and I'm gonna talk about Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, the first book in the Infernal Devices series, and here's why. It's not that I'm not a big fan of Cassandra Clare. I'm not, yeah. But if you've seen my last video, you probably know why I'm reading it. I'm a big fan of the Moral Engine series, and since the movie came out probably before, a lot of people started talking about the movie and everything, and they started bringing out stuff that was very similar between Moral Engines and Moral Instruments. So I made a video about all the similar stuff and comparing it and saying why Moral Engines didn't copy Moral Instruments. So yeah, anyway, if you want to see that, I'm gonna put the link right here. And so yeah, also I noticed a few people commenting on the fact that the prequel series of Moral Instruments was similar to the prequel series of Moral Engines and just the whole Moral Engine series. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start reading that. But the book, I started reading it like last week, and someone pointed out that the characters were very similar, like Fever Crown from the Moral Engines prequel series and Tessa from the Infernal Devices series. I noticed they're not. They're completely different, actually. Fever Crumb is an engineer, which means she's not really used to feelings in general. They're trained not to how do I say that? Like, they're trained to ignore feelings and just, listen to reason. So yeah, like throughout the series, she starts to like get used to like feel stuff, and yeah. Anyway, but Tessa is not like that. She's really temperamental. I don't know if that's a word. Anyway, but yeah, anyway, but I did find some similar stuff. Anyway, like I'm like halfway through it. I'm going really slow with this one because over the weekend I didn't really read anything. So I'm just getting back to it, and so far these are my tabs. Let me, like, you can see a couple yellow ones. Those are like quotes I found that I liked. Not a lot. The blue ones are the things that I found like were really similar to Moral Engines. So far just 3, but I'm just halfway through it. And the pink ones are the times that I found myself eye rolling or just going like, why? Why? Stuff like characters are very similar to the Moral Instruments, like what's his name, Will and Jace are like almost the same person. So she not only rips off other people's work, but she also rips off her own work. Like, she's that original, which is not at all. So yeah, stuff like that, and like just like how superficial they all are. They keep talking about how beautiful they are, and like, oh my god, they're so beautiful, and like, just let me found this one. Yeah, like one of the similar stuff that I found, like there's this character Sophie, who is like the maid of the institute or wherever, and like she has a whole like a scar. Yeah, she has a scar on her face, like her whole face, which makes her ugly. And like she keeps talking about that, and like people like, yeah, it's not only the fact that I mean, she's the only one who's not pretty like the rest of the whole world, pretty much. But she also like sounds pretty similar to his show. And also, in my last video, I commented like that I saw on Reddit that someone said that there's this army of dead people or something, and at the time I didn't know, so I was just like, okay, so someone said it, and I specified that I wasn't, I mean, I could not verify that, but I got to that part. If you've read this book, the Dark Sisters have like, I don't know how they call them, like, but anyway, like, they put like these parts on like dead people, and they're like robots or something, and like they sound pretty similar to stalkers from the Moral Engines world. Yep. So that's it. Well, I'm halfway through it, so I'm gonna keep telling you what I see. So yeah. Okay, bye. Well, I'm still not done with this book. It's been like almost 2 weeks since I started, and I don't even know if there's a word to describe it. It's been painful to read it, to be honest. No, but at the same time, it's kind of fun to kind of destroy it. Like, no, I don't mean like writing and all that, because I really enjoy like writing books and everything. But noticing like all the little things that are just like, why? Because it's a lot, to be honest. Like, I don't even know where to start. There's just like, I mean, if you can see the tabs, like, sorry, like the blue tabs are the ones where I found something that's similar to the Moral Engine series. It's not a lot, to be honest. Just 3 blue tabs. Then I have the yellow tabs. That's where I found quotes that I like that don't really have anything to do with the story. It's just quotes that mention books, or like it has something to do with life in general that I like. I'm surprised I have 4 tabs for that, I mean, honestly. But if you see the little pink tabs, I have like 10 or 12, I don't know. Those are the times that I just like, not just cringe but like really, really, really like wonder why this was like so popular and people like it so much, because it's just no. It's like not only like so cliche, and like most of it's like a ripoff of something else, not just Moral Engines, because that's the reason I'm reading it. But yeah, anyway, that's just things that I just sorry, my cat, he's being stupid. But yeah, that's just times that I mean, like I said, it's fun to just notice all those things and make notes, but at the same time it's like so dreadful. Like for the longest time I didn't sorry hey for the longest time I didn't have I wasn't I wasn't in the mood to read. I've been trying to like read more in the past few days, but still like it's not something that I just want to sit down and read. It's like dreadful. But I'm almost done with that. Hopefully today I have like 60 to 70 pages left, and I'm just getting it over with, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts after that. So yeah, YouTube said some people uh yeah. So I'm done with this little book, and here are my thoughts. I'm not gonna apologize for them, honestly. Sorry, my cat. I'm not gonna apologize for what I think. If you don't like it, you're free to go. I'm sorry I upset you. I don't think the same way you do. But am I really sorry? Not really. Sorry. Uh, ow! Ow! Anyway, so let's talk about it. So yeah, first of all, like I've mentioned before, this is the final product of my annotation. Oh, I just wanted to like destroy this book, and just wondering why am I even reading it. But the thing is, if I'm gonna have an opinion on something, it's because I've already seen it. I've already read the book or seen the movie or whatever. I'm not gonna have an opinion if I haven't. And I went to the and I read the book with that purpose, to see if it was true. Like, I mean, I have already seen it because I've read the first two Moral Instruments books, but there were people saying there were more stuff in this book or in this series. If you know what I'm talking about, sorry, I don't even care about what happens in the book, honestly. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, I made a video about the similar stuff between the Mortal Engines books and the Mortal Instruments books, and I'm gonna put the link right here, so if you wanna watch it. Yeah. So it was interesting. Like I said, I've read the first two Mortal Instruments books, and when I read them, I was honestly entertained. They weren't what everyone talked about. Like, I still thought they were like pretty overrated. But they were kind of fun to read. But honestly, I didn't notice all these things. The name Valentine for me was like a coincidence. It wasn't like a big deal. Yeah, like wherever there's a guy with the same name, he's the villain, wherever. But then, as the movies, like, before the movie came out, the Mortal Engines movie, more people were talking about all of the similar stuff, and it just got me thinking. I knew like the Mortal Engines books came out first, but I still didn't know about all the times Cassandra Clare has plagiarized work. So like it got to my attention, and I started like reading more articles and tweets about people thinking the same thing. Anyway, so I was like, the only way to like really know if what these people are saying is true is reading the book. I know I'm not gonna like it, but I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be fun to like see what it's about and destroy it. So yeah, it was more painful and boring and just cringy than I thought. I don't even know where to start. There's a lot of things. Like, let's start with the similar stuff. In my previous video, I mentioned that someone said there was like an army made out, like an army of dead people, just like the stalkers in Mortal Engines. And yes, there is. First of all, with the name, I mean, the series is called Infernal Devices, just like the third book in the Mortal Engines series. So there's that. It's in London, just like the prequel series of Mortal Engines, just like Fever Crumb, the prequel series of Mortal Engines. Girl like landing in London, like that. I think that's basic. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of the same. Like this girl like arrives in London, for some purpose, which is like the same thing as in Fever Crumb, which I know like Mortal Engines is already a very unknown series. Fever Crumb is even less known. So I'm pretty sure not a lot of people have read it, which is like sad because it's a really good series. Anyway, so we start with that. These are pretty much the same. Someone said that the character Fever Crumb is the same character almost as Tessa. It's not. Not at all. Not at all. After finishing this book, I hated that bitch. Sorry about the way I express about her, but yeah, I hated her. And I think she was not only Like, I don't know. She was just, yeah, they're not the same. Like, not at all. Pretty different people. I don't know why they thought they were almost the same person. It's not. But, I'm pretty sure you've read both books. What's his name? Will? It's exactly the same as Jace. Like, maybe not physically. Like, Jace has blonde hair, Will has long, like black hair, but in their personality is the same. They're both assholes. They're both like, oh. She keeps romanticizing this idea of a guy who is mean to everyone, especially the girl he likes, and that's romantic. There's this girl named Sophie, who is pretty much one of the only nice, likable characters in the whole book, and she has like this whole scar on her face, which reminds me of someone. I don't know what's her name. Hester Shaw from One Use. So yeah. Which brings me to something that it's not similar at all, but how fucking shallow the whole book and the whole universe is. Like, I can't even remember like the amount of times that looks are talked about and how important looks are for everyone. Like everyone dismisses Sophie because she's not pretty, and like the way every character is like described, and like the way Tessa describes Will, and how like even though he's an asshole, she's in love with him just because he's cute, instead of like Jam, who is nice, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, looks are like so important for everyone, and like every time I just wanted to like rip the pages and like burn the fucking book to ashes, and like I wonder why I was reading this fucking book in the first place. It's so annoying. Like every few pages, like looks were mentioned, and like it's the most important thing for everyone. Not only Shadowhunters, but like Tessa and like everyone else. And like it's like I remember this one, like spoiler in case you haven't read it. Nathaniel, Tessa's brother, is dying. And this other girl, Jasmine, I don't remember her name. Jessie, whatever. She's like sitting next to him and like reading books to him, wherever. And she's kind of like in love with him, like already, and like wherever. But like she literally says he's too handsome to die. What? Like, you don't even care about his life just because he's handsome. I mean, okay, so yeah, let's go through it, really quick. Like at the end, like when she's like realizing, let me find. Yeah, she's realizing she's in love with him, and she says he had been rude to her almost since he had met her. But that happens in novels all the time, and that's why we romanticize it and put it again in another fucking novel. I mean, Tessa is already stupid enough to, fall in love with an asshole, which is not okay. And you put it in a novel, make it seem like it's okay, so there are girls who read this book think it's okay when guys are assholes to them, and they think it's romantic. Really? Like, what the fuck? I have so many feelings. Oh. Something else. She says to him, I have come to admire you, Will, to care for you. Why? Oh. That's why they still do it, because they know girls are gonna fall for that, which is really stupid, because books keep romanticizing that kind of behavior. I mean, haven't we been through all of this like a lot? I mean, abuse is not okay. When a guy treats you like shit, that doesn't mean he likes you. It just means he's an asshole. Period. So let's stop romanticizing this kind of behavior. Like, after they first kissed, she said, like it says, for so many years she had wondered what her first kiss will be like. He will be handsome. First thing, most important, of course. Like I said, he's far too handsome to die. Why? I mean, so ugly people can die? What? Also, the fucking misogyny in this whole book. I mean, for a woman to write this, I mean, all the time she's wondering if they don't let her do stuff because she's a girl. Even though they tell her that it's not because of that, but because, she's not a shadow hunter. Still, they keep insinuating she's a girl, and like they have to protect her because she's a girl. And like Tessa, the main character, she keeps mentioning things like it's weird that Charlotte is in charge of the institute instead of her husband, and she's like, bitch. And like everyone is like, I can. I mean, and like, I just, that was, I can't even, sorry, this is too much for me. Like, I haven't like hated a book so much. I usually give up on a book if I don't like it like this, but that was the purpose of reading this book, to see what the fucking deal is about, to like realize that this is a fucking trashy book. And I'm sorry if you don't think the same way, but it is, and like I understand, like I don't know, like everyone has different tastes, and like for some people like it's fun to read, and like they found like something interesting, something they like, and like wherever, but it's not good. The fact that looks are the most important thing, the whole message of the book, it's nuts. It's like, I don't even have a word for it. It's fucking bullshit. Like, how are these books so loved in this community? Like, this community gives J.K. Rowling shit for everything she says, for everything she writes. I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but still, the same community who says all those things about J.K. Rowling puts Cassandra Clare in a fucking pedestal when she's trash. Not only she plagiarizes even her own books. I mean, she couldn't even write a fucking new character from scratch. She had to just like bring this character from her other series, just change the hair color and the name, and you have a new character. What? She's that unoriginal. I know people are gonna hate me. The few couple people who watch this channel, I don't give a fuck. But I mean, this is a community to talk about books. That's what I'm doing. Not everyone has to like this series. I still don't know how many people like it. When I mean, we're the generation who complain about everything and think that everything is trash, and yet these books are trash and people like them. So I don't understand. Why? Like, why? I understand it's like teenage literature, but still, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my cat is sad. Say hi, baby. So yeah, I can't even begin to explain. Like, I have to be honest, there were a couple things, a couple of plot twists that were like not like interesting. Like, I didn't like. Yeah, they were kind of surprising. Like, but it wasn't like, oh my god. I don't even know how to explain. But still, like the whole, like everything else was like so like unoriginal and stupid. And like, I still don't understand why people love this book so much. Like, they're so shallow and like unoriginal. He's giving me looks, wondering why I'm talking to myself. Anyway, but yeah, these books are stupid. I still have, I mean, it's in my bookshelf, City of Glass, the third book of the Mortal Instrument series, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna read it. Because honestly, now I hate everything she does. Yeah, it's hard. Once you go there, you can't look back. You can't like appreciate anything. And like I said, I mean, I made a whole video about all the similar stuff between both series, both universes. So if you wanna watch it, like, go there. I think that video is a bit more research and prepared than this one. This one I just wanted to lay it out because I just can't. I feel like I don't have anyone I know who read this book and who's hated it so much. So I just have to say it out loud. I hope that someone understands me. So yeah, there it is. Cassandra Clare is trash. I said it. I'm not taking it back. Hate me if you want. But it's true. Like, it was almost 500 pages long. And I couldn't care about any of the characters. Maybe Jem, maybe Sophie. They were the only smart people in the whole book. But still not enough. I mean, some people died. I didn't care. Stuff happened to other people. I didn't give a shit. I just wanted to finish and it took me 2 fucking weeks to finish it, and it was like, but I needed I needed to finish this fucking book, and because I mean, to have an opinion, you have to have something to rely on, and if you haven't read it, you cannot hate it. So yeah, I knew I would hate it. Yes, I did. I gave it 1 out of 5 stars. I don't even think it deserved 1 star. Probably 0.5 stars out of 5. Maybe. I'm not even sure. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it was kind of fun, but still, like, the thought of sitting down to read, it wasn't giving me pleasure, so I couldn't do it, and that's why it took me so long to read it. It's 1 fucking book, and it took me more than 2 weeks to read. It's stupid. Now I'm gonna need to read like a really, really, really fucking good book to get over this, because it's just like, still, I know I'm repeating it over and over, but how can people like these books? And how can people ignore the fact that she just rips off everything she reads? Like, she couldn't, I mean, there's a whole things she stole from Harry Potter, a lot more from Moral Engines. I'm pretty sure she's stolen from other books. I know there's some people who sued her for plagiarizing. So why still people consider her good? Why her books are still like the shit in BookTube and everywhere? I don't understand. Like, honestly, I don't understand. And like, I seriously, like, just as a reward for having gone through that, I bought myself the whole collection of the Moral Engines books, the new edition. Even though I don't need it. I mean, I already have almost 2 versions complete of the books. But I got another one because I love those books. So yeah, I know I wasted money on that book. I shouldn't have, and that's why. And also, I wasted my time reading it. So I mean, I had to like give myself a reward for doing it. And yeah, so yeah, now my battery died, so I'm recording in my phone. So yeah, it's just too much. I can't articulate my anger at this book, at the fact that these books are treated as good because they're not. And like, if you haven't read Cassandra Clare'S books, or if you don't like them, like, that's not acceptable on BookTube. Because they're trash. To be honest, like, the first 2 Moral Instruments books, I'm not gonna say they're good, because I read them at a different point in my life, and without being aware of her stealing stuff from other people. Anyway, but they were kind of entertaining when I read them. I'm not gonna lie, like I said, they're not the best books, like everyone said. Again, everyone's free to have their own opinion and to like think of them as their favorite books, I respect you, but still don't understand why. There's so many things wrong with them. At least with this one, with this series. I don't give a shit to read the rest of this series. I don't even think I'm gonna continue with the Molly Instrument series. It's just no. And no. But anyway, I had to finish the book today. Yeah, I have my thoughts. Like I said, disclaimer: if you don't think the same way I do, that's okay. I respect you. This is my opinion. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna put a link to my other video, which I think has more information, like facts, not just my opinion on the books, but facts about all the things that Cassandra Clare stole from Philip Reeves' books. I think that's all. Thanks for watching me rambling and saying nothing. Just hope you got my idea, because I know I'm not good at talking, but I just needed to say it out loud. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.